Millions of years ago, animals lived on this earth that we now see only in museums. According to research, nearly 4 billion animals have gone extinct so far, and extinction is still happening today. But among those lost species were animals so extraordinary, they once ruled the planet itself. These are the 7 incredible extinct animals that once ruled the earth. Part 5. The laughing owl. Deep in the lonely valleys of New Zealand once lived an owl that didn't just hoot, it laughed. Locals called it Weko, the laughing owl. Roughly 40 centimeters tall with striking yellowish-brown plumage and glowing orange eyes, this bird looked almost supernatural. Its pale, white face gave it a ghostly appearance, as if wearing a mask. But what truly set it apart was its unsettling voice, a mix of shrieks, barks, and dismal laughter that echoed like distant human cries. The laughing owl wasn't a forest bird. It thrived in rocky hillsides, open valleys, and caves, hunting small birds, reptiles, and insects. Fossils show it even preyed on native species like kiwi before Polynesians arrived and introduced rats, which became a major part of its diet. But by the late 1800s, the owls began to vanish. Introduced predators, cats, stoats, and weasels devoured their eggs. Deforestation destroyed their nesting grounds. By 1914, the last confirmed specimen was found dead at Blue Cliff Station. Some say a few were heard decades later. Their ghostly laughter carried by the wind, but no one ever saw one again. The Japanese sea lion. Once basking along Japan's rocky shores and sandy islands, the Japanese sea lion was a powerful marine predator, a close cousin of the California sea lion, but built for colder waters and rugged coasts. Males could reach 2.5 meters in length and weigh over 560 kilograms, while females were smaller and lighter, their sleek gray coats shimmering under the sunlight. They bred on secluded beaches, raised pups in coastal caves, and hunted schools of fish, squid, and octopus along Japan's archipelago. But by the early 20th century, their greatest predator wasn't a shark, it was us. They were hunted relentlessly for their oil, meat, fur, and even their whiskers, which were turned into pipe cleaners and ornaments. By the 1930s, only a handful survived. The last verified sighting occurred in the 1950s, and by the 1970s, the species was declared extinct. Marine biologists believe their loss disrupted entire coastal food chains, leading to surges in prey species and the collapse of localized ecosystems. The Japanese sea lion story stands as a sobering reminder. When we exploit nature without restraint, extinction can happen within a single lifetime. Megatherium. Imagine an animal the size of an elephant, with claws long enough to slice through tree trunks. Meet Megatherium americanum, the giant ground sloth, one of the largest land mammals ever to walk South America. This prehistoric giant could weigh up to 4 tons and stretch 20 feet from head to tail. Its massive skeleton was supported by sturdy hind legs and a muscular tail that acted like a third limb, letting it stand upright to pull down entire trees. But despite its terrifying claws, up to 7 inches long, Megatherium was a gentle giant, feeding on leaves, bark, and roots. Its long tongue and cone-shaped snout were designed to strip vegetation efficiently. Its fur was sparse, helping it stay cool in the warm Pleistocene climate. Fossils discovered across Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil suggest these sloths lived in herds, shaping vegetation patterns like modern elephants do. However, around 10,000 years ago, as climates shifted and humans expanded, Megatherium vanished. Some fossils even show cut marks, proof that early humans hunted them. Imagine being one of those hunters, staring up at a creature 3 times your height. You'd need courage and a very sharp spear. Megalania. Australia has always been home to strange creatures, but none more terrifying than Megalania, the largest lizard ever to exist. Stretching up to 23 feet and weighing over 2,000 kilograms, Megalania was essentially a Komodo dragon on steroids. Its serrated, blade-like teeth and crushing jaws could tear through flesh, while its muscular tail delivered devastating blows. But its secret weapon was even more lethal: venom. Like modern Komodo dragons, Megalania's saliva may have contained toxins that caused shock and blood loss, ensuring that even if prey escaped the first bite, it wouldn't get far. It roamed the arid plains and scrublands of Ice Age Australia, hunting marsupial giants like Diprotodon, a wombat the size of a car, and even ambushing early humans. Aboriginal legends of giant reptiles may, in fact, be distant memories of Megalania encounters. Around 50,000 years ago, it disappeared, likely due to climate shifts, dwindling prey, and human competition. Still, the idea of a 20-foot venomous dragon lurking in the outback gives Australia is dangerous an entirely new meaning. The Marsupial Lion. Meet the marsupial lion, a predator so powerful it outclassed even the big cats of today. Though roughly the size of a lioness, weighing up to 160 kilograms, this creature was all muscle. Its forearms were immensely strong, its claws retractable and razor-sharp, and its opposable thumbs allowed it to grip prey with a vice-like hold. But the true terror was its bite. Pound for pound, it had the strongest bite of any known mammal, capable of crushing bones and piercing through thick hides. Unlike lions or tigers, it didn't tear. It crushed and sliced with precision, using blade-like incisors evolved from herbivorous ancestors. Fossilized bones in caves show it was also a climber, likely ambushing prey from trees or cliffs before pouncing. Aboriginal cave art even depicts it with striped backs and tufted tails, proof that humans once lived alongside these apex hunters. When Australia's forests began to vanish 45,000 years ago, so did its greatest carnivore. Without cover or prey, Thylacoleo faded into legend, an apex predator undone not by strength, but by change. The terror bird. Millions of years before saber-toothed cats and wolves, giant flightless birds ruled South America. They were called terror birds, and for good reason. Some, like Kalenkin, towered over 10 feet tall, their skulls nearly 2 feet long. Their hooked beaks could crush skulls or deliver a fatal stab in a single strike. Their long legs made them sprinters, reaching speeds of 30 miles per hour, and their keen eyesight made them flawless hunters. They dominated the grasslands, preying on rodents, small mammals, and even other birds. Fossilized footprints suggest they chased and struck with precision, using their wings as balancing tools while their feet delivered killing kicks. For 58 million years, they ruled uncontested, until the Great American Interchange, when North American predators like saber-toothed cats crossed south. With new competition and environmental changes, the terror bird's reign ended around 2 million years ago. But their fossils, especially Titani's wallery, which reached North America, prove that once upon a time, birds weren't prey, they were predators. The pterosaur. Long before birds took to the air, the pterosaurs ruled the skies. These were not dinosaurs, but their airborne cousins, evolving over 150 million years to dominate the Mesozoic heavens. The most famous among them, Quetzalcoatlus northropi, was a monster of the air, standing as tall as a giraffe, with a wingspan of 33 feet. That's wider than a modern fighter jet's cockpit. Pterosaurs came in countless forms, from small insect eaters the size of seagulls to massive predators gliding over prehistoric seas, hunting fish and baby dinosaurs. Their bones were hollow yet strong, designed for flight, and their wings were made of toughened membranes of skin and muscle, not feathers. Some species were scavengers. Others used their long jaws and needle-like teeth to pluck prey straight from the water. Their eyesight was razor-sharp, allowing them to spot movement from hundreds of meters above. But 66 million years ago, when the asteroid struck Earth, the skies went dark. The pterosaurs, along with the dinosaurs, perished in the ensuing firestorms and global winter. Still, their descendants live on. Birds, the last heirs to the prehistoric sky. So the next time you see a seagull swooping down for fries, just remember, it's a distant cousin of the dragons that once ruled the world above. Every one of these animals once ruled the earth, until time, nature, or humanity erased them. Extinction didn't stop in the past. It's still unfolding right now. Which of these lost rulers would you bring back if you could? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more incredible stories from MythFacts, where history meets mystery.